Welcome to Across the Desk and our new series in partnership with Maddie Dever, the Autistic Rambler. Maddie is a non-binary autistic advocate engaged in political advocacy, a parent of 5, and a very funny person. I think we're going to have a lot to talk about, and we look forward to you joining the conversation. Now let's get to rambling.
Should have big emotions.
We're just going to start again because you're coming out with this great stuff, and I'm like, I'm not going to lose it.
All right, we live in a society that doesn't really allow for big emotions, and especially men they're not supposed to have big emotions at all.
Oh no, women, they are. Oh no, hang on. So welcome to Across the Desk, and we're having a little addendum here because the Autistic Rambler, as soon as I stopped pressing record, Maddie started coming out with these amazing things. I'm like, wait a second. So we're doing a quickie part 2 on the grieving and emotions and whatever. And your point, Maddie, was that men are not supposed to have big emotions. Not true. So the acceptable big emotions from a man are anger, violence, aggression, all of those cavemen.
Men are allowed to be passionate.
Oh, no. They're allowed to be angry, not allowed to be passionate, because then you're gay, right? If you're passionate, you're gay.
No, okay. So,
and I don't think that, but that's what happens.
There's passionate in the controlling how a relationship's gonna happen, right? Like there's
controlling. You can be, yes.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you look at some of the leading men in, let's say, the 80s and 90s.
Macho.
Exactly. You got big, strong men, but they swept women off their feet, right? Like that's the mentality that the macho man, has this passion, like everything. You're right. You know what? It's
aggression, man.
It's the weaker emotions that men aren't supposed to have. The sadness, the pain,
empathy.
It's the feeling for other people. Empathy is definitely something that that men are not supposed to have, and women aren't supposed to have.
I'm not supposed to be aggressive, and I'm not supposed to get angry, and I'm not supposed to whatever.
It's the yin and yang of emotions. Yeah. Men are supposed to have these emotions. Women are supposed to have these emotions, and never the twain shall meet.
And if the twain shall meet, right? Like, I
know. Like, this is you and I both feel the same way. We're passionate about this. We're absolute bunk, crapola of the way things are, the way things should be. I know exactly. And what happens is when you're not allowed, society-wise, to feel the emotions you're feeling, what happens?
Well, they come out in anger, and they come out in whatever. If you can't be soft, you might as well be really hard.
And you end up with a shattered generation, no longer knowing how to relate, how to feel. And I think this is something that I really want Gen Zs to experience. I feel they are the first generation that gives no fucks. Sorry,
we're going with the big F.
This is an addendum.
Big F's going on. Well, we went from asses and butts to F's. Oh my goodness.
They really. Oh, I know. They don't want to be told that they can't feel. They're feeling things. Right now they're feeling all the things, and they're allowing themselves to be fluid about these feelings. Like the gender norms are being obliterated.
Because I don't go that far, but they're definitely being bent.
The gender norms are being obliterated. There's typical gender roles, but like the norms of what each is supposed to do. I think every 50, 60 years there seems to be. Well, I guess every time that we have a new monarch.
Seriously, I'm stuffing that feeling down right now, and I'm done with the crying. So don't.
Okay, all right, sorry.
But you were talking about the 80s and 90s movies, and here's the funny thing, because what came up for me immediately was one of my favorite movies growing up was Meatballs.
Okay,
it was the Bill Murray movie based at the summer camp, and right, one of
National Lampoon's Meatballs,
one of his first movies. And as a kid, of course, I did not get 95% of the humor.
Same.
I just watched it recently, and I was like, Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Right. So, in particular, when Bill Murray's character assaults one of the other, I guess his name's Tripper and hers is Roxanne, and he essentially traps her in a room and like wrestles, we use air quotes. But then as I'm watching it through a 2022 lens, I'm like, oh my God, he's committing assault
Yeah.
on film and it's being labeled as comedy.
Yeah.
And then at the end, when the other person comes back in, not only do they not do anything about the situation because it was accepted that this kind of shenanigans went on, but
Yeah.
Bill Murray rolls the female character on top of him and makes it out like she's attacking him. And I was sitting there going, just ruined this entire movie for me. Like, stupid waking up and all this changing behavior and whatever. Like before, I would have thought
Yeah.
that was funny because during the 70s, 80s, and 90s, not so much in the 90s, but 70s and 80s,
Yeah.
I just watched another movie and it was the whole, hey, sweetheart, with a smack on the tush of the, I
Exactly.
was just like,
Yeah. Yeah. Where so you understand now where that
emotional confusion.
yeah, and kids then, which are adults like us now, have
Like
had
us,
this confusion.
adult adjacent.
Exactly. Have we've got a generation that's confused because their parents did these things. They watched movies and stuff that had these portrayals of emotion, of how
Yeah.
to act, and now these millennials and Gen Zs are saying this isn't right. This isn't right.
Well,
But
that really wasn't right. Like
never.
he
It
actually
was
assaulted
never
her.
really right.
Yeah.
It never was right, but it was
Yeah.
portrayed as being right. It was portrayed as being the norm, and it's understandable why there's confusion, but it's like, okay, but this we've had a world where up was down and left was right, and the there was no room in the middle. There's no room
Yeah.
for like the emotions to like both male and female to experience the same emotion and experience it the same
In
way.
their
That
own
just
way.
yeah, that there really wasn't space for that. And if there's anything that I'm gonna bring this up, but it's not. My mom let me feel my emotions. My mom let me have the emotions and let me be like I have always been an emotional person. I have
I'm
always
shocked
I've
by that.
always worn my emotions on my sleeves. Like
Shocked.
it's I am not the darkest times of my life where I've is are the times where I've tried to
Stifle that down.
not let people see, not let people see my emotions. And I'm when I do that, it always comes out of nowhere. It comes out as irritability, snappiness. I'm not pleasant to be around
You have
if I'm trying to
PMS
stifle.
all the time. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, basically.
Gotcha.
Rest, I too had resting bitch face during those short phases of my life. But my dad did not like seeing as a kid. My dad did not like seeing
My dad
emotions.
either. Like
Don't cry,
could.
don't cry, or
Yeah.
don't cry, or I'll give you something to cry about. Oh my
Oh
god,
yeah.
yeah. And so I, as an adult, he let me be myself. I think our relationship changed when he could accept me, blubbering at anything and not and allowing me to do my voices. He hated when I broke into voices because I had so many all my stuff. He's had a different voice, different characterization. I did I mimicked every kind of cartoon voice. He hated it as a kid, but as an adult, he accepted it, and I think that's why I was able to have a friend relationship with my dad as an adult, and I really didn't have a good relationship with him as a parent when I
Yeah.
was, in my formative years. But my mom let me feel. My mom made it okay for me to experience whatever emotion and however I wanted to do it. And I think
Up to a
that's what gave
point.
me my strength.
We
Well,
did.
of course, everything's
I
up to a
did
point.
until so absolutely about the crying thing. It depended though, right? So if my kids were freaking out over having a tiny cut, I'd be like, you're right. It hurts, but come on. This is a bit disproportionate. Like let's and
Yeah,
I would use that word by the way. I mean, like
I would use that word too.
Yeah, that's a little out of whack. If they legitimately did whatever, my go-to is to get very calm. It's just how I'm built. So in any kind of major catastrophe thing,
Yep.
I am the person, and it's not a skill I have built. I cannot tell you how to do it, but I am head down.
Same.
Right.
Yep.
So we were camping one time, and the lake that we were on had razor mussels, the little shellfish, right? And those, any kind of mussel shellfish, those shells are sharp. And one of the young people we were there with, I think he was about 7 at the time, sliced his foot open really good across a mussel shell. All the moms are freaking the frig out, like, and of course the kid is responding by right, elevating his stress, and nobody's doing anything. So he's still standing in the lake with his cut foot and whatever. And I'm like, ooh, that's a little bit of infection going on right there. The lake's not clean, people. And so I walked in and looked around. I said, Alia, that's enough.
Yeah.
Went behind the kid, bear hugged him.
Yeah.
And very quietly in his ear, I said, okay. I said, I know this is scary. I know it hurts right now, but what I need you to do with me is I need you to breathe with me, because I need to get you out of the lake. And I can't do that if you're crying and freaking out and whatever. Not going to die. It's a cut. I'm like, so what we're going to do right now is you're going to breathe with me. And I'm holding him very tight. And he stops struggling and he stops freaking out, and he goes into, and I'm like, okay, this is good, because we're getting right. And I said, okay, so you and I, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to take a deep breath in, and you're going to feel my breath. I'm going to feel yours. And we're just going to come down. And there's a mom standing in the lake who 5 seconds ago had been like, I get him. And she just stood there and went, holy crap. And I just looked at her and I'm like, well, what you were doing wasn't helpful.
Yeah.
So I got him out. We get, Thomas runs and gets my first aid kit, and get him up to his parents' trailer. His mom arrives, starts freaking out. He starts freaking out. And I looked at her and I said, okay, I understand that this is your son, and I understand that not great, he's hurt. But what I need you to do is either sit down and shut up or get gone until I'm done. Because up until you arrived, he was calm. He was helping me with the process. Everything was good. And then you arrived with this big,
yeah.
Sit down and shut up or get out. Your call. I respect that this is your kid, but you're not helping the situation by doing that right now. Freak out after, get him a popsicle, all great.
Yeah.
Not right now.
See, this is the interesting thing. I think you and I both are, anytime there's a crisis, I'm the one that usually people in my family come to, because I can deal with it. I can get through it, and then I'll have my emotions later.
Exactly.
They're not, and I'm not pushing them down. I'm just not letting them come to the surface.
I'm compartmentalizing them until I have time,
and I'm gonna have to find a safe way for me to, just deal with what I just had to deal with. And it's something that there's no other member of my family. There's nobody that can do that for me when I'm in distress.
Call me and I will be your person. Frustrating. Yeah, I'll be your sister from another mister. But that's I think that is. But women, historically, are supposed to be the ones that have to get rescued, and are the ones that are typically portrayed in the media as hysterical. I mean, I remember watching, I think it was Cannonball Run, and what was her name? She had big.
She was
Adrienne
also
DeBarbo. She was in The Thing and whatever, and she was in the Swamp Thing.
She's also okay. It's not the one.
Oh, and Maude.
WPRP.
No, that's Lonnie Anderson.
No, Lonnie Anderson. Yeah, Lonnie Anderson.
Yeah, no. Anyway, so they're, if you don't know the theory of Cannonball Run, they're basically racing from one side of the country to the other in a whole whack of cars in a very unsafe.
It's like The Amazing Race, except different.
Except dangerous, and a lot of, boobs. So
a lot of boobs, yeah.
They get pulled over, and she's like, "Oh, I'll take care of this," and she unzips her top.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Can we do that? I didn't know we could do that.
Oh my God.
It
Yeah.
turned out to be a woman that was coming.
That's
I guess
such
that
a
was the little.
trope. That is such a trope. Oh my
Oh
God.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But that Aaron Brockovich, same thing.
Uh-huh.
The male lawyer's character is like, how'd you get the
Yeah.
information? And she does one of these where she squishes her boobs together and she leans over and she says, they're called boobs, Ed. And I was like,
My mom loved that movie.
I love it too.
We love
She's a
watching
rock star.
it.
But that's what we are portrayed as, that how we, and how that
Yeah.
comes to roost is I had a conversation. So I'm a technology founder, just to give a thing. I have a technology company. It's called Spiro Careers Canada. We have a platform called NanoWorks. It's built specifically to support autism employment specialists. Why I share that is only 10% of the population are entrepreneurs, roughly. Less than 2% of that are women.
Yeah.
Less than 0.5% of that are technology founders who are women. So we're a bit of a rare breed. Did not know this when I got into it. I was just like, I have an idea. Let's just make it happen. I had a guy tell me the only reason my company got funding and support was because I'm a woman. And it was basically a pity thing because, women. And I said, so let me get this straight. If I'm understanding you correctly, what you're saying is that my funding is directly related to my boobs. if I'm getting you, that's what we're talking about right now. Well, no. And I'm like, you got her. I said, anyway, the conversation continued, but that macho libre,
Okay.
if a woman succeeds over a man, then there is some kind of nefarious plot to keep men down. And I love my husband, love my son, love all the men in my life in whatever way they show up. And this guy, I wanted to punch him in the cajoles because I was like, it's guys like you that keep women in the place where we are afraid to be smart and we are afraid to be assertive and we are afraid to be.
Listen to all the stats you just gave. When women are 51 or 52% of the population, it doesn't make sense that they're 1% of 1% in a field.
Yeah,
like it's.
But you know what the woman sitting next to him said? This is the corker. Because he's like, well, how come there's so few women technology founders? I'm like, because it's freaking hard. Like, you got to have a certain constitution.
Yeah.
The young lady, Gen Z, sitting next to him says, and I quote, well, most girls aren't interested in science and things like that. So I think that's why. I literally took a step back.
Yeah.
Looked her eye to eye. I said, I'm sorry, did you just hop out of 1952? What the shit was that? I'm like,
yeah. It's okay. So there are these waves of when women are get drawn to STEM and get dissuaded from STEM, and it's when they see strong women doing things successfally, there's another wave that jumps towards it. I mean, we can think of
Roberta Bondar.
Yeah, we can think of Nichelle
Nichols.
Like there's when you see representation in a field that you may have an inkling of interest in, you can be drawn towards that path. But when you see when you see the challenges of working with men in that field, which is male dominated, you can it's harder to stay in it. Like there's waves, and I think right now we're coming through a wave where I believe from talking with many of my kids friends is there's a desire for women to take on these roles, and there's definitely a lot of government money being put towards making it the path less challenging. But honestly, we need to deal with the fragile
emotions,
the fragile egos of men. I think it's the fragile egos of men.
We're not men bashing, by the way.
No, we're not. No, we're male bashing. No.
So what I'm looking for, because I'm looking for something on Amazon right now. There's a reason for that. So I went to, so I live between Niagara and Toronto, and which is fortunate because then I have all kinds of stuff to do. And my husband's an industrial millwright and electrician. In Niagara Falls, there is a steam museum.
Okay.
And it is the retired steam hydroelectric generating plant. And so we went a couple of years ago. We went during the pandemic, actually, and they have all of the original equipment and it's all laid out. There's a point to this. Then this year, you have the ability to go 120 feet under the earth and go down one of the hydroelectric release tunnels and go out and come out at the bottom of Niagara Falls.
Okay.
While we're there, it's like, please go to the gift shop and help support us. And what do I find but these good luck socks of famous women? So I got, yes. So one pair I got, and I gave these ones to my business partner, have Rosalind Franklin, who was a physicist and chemist.
Yep.
Somebody, Lexi Montague, who's a microbiologist, Ada Lovelace, who's a mathematician, and Jane Goodall, who we all know as the lovely ape lady.
And she's more than an ape lady, but yes.
She is. And then I got Grace Hopper, who was one of the, no, that's not her. Grace Hopper, I can't read it. They're on my socks upstairs. Hedy Lamarr, who was an inventor and actress. Hypatia, who was a mathematician and a philosopher. And Marie Curie, who was a physicist and chemist. Grace Hopper, I want to say, was like one of the first women in American computer scientist.
Yeah.
And so those are my socks. And I kept those ones because Mama's now a computer geek. And I try and claim every possible way. I'll back that up by saying a number of years ago, I started looking for women to look up to. And it was hard to find them, which shouldn't be hard. Men trumpeted all over the place, and you can't swing a cat without hitting, a man's things being lauded, as they should be. If they've earned it and deserved it, have at her. But women are too quiet about accomplishment.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And they're too quiet about saying yes to recognition. And what that does is it makes it harder for the women who are trying to follow a similar path to become brave enough to do that.
Yeah.
And when you are also fighting societal expectations of what a woman should be like around, be quiet, be demure, don't be too loud, don't be too opinionated, which still happens. I don't care who you are. If you don't think that, then you're delusional. And likewise, when you have somebody like Maddie, who embraces the fact that they have a feminine side and embraces the fact that they have these emotions that they are perfectly entitled to feel and experience and share, why shouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
And if you feel uncomfortable with somebody expressing their feelings and whatever, then you be the one that needs to listen to our podcast #1, where we're talking about mental health, and go get yourself some damn services.
Absolutely. Yes. Go out and find a tree.
Because that's not okay. Find a tree. You can beat somebody with it, or
no, to sit down and get the fresh air, be outside.
Oh, I hug a tree.
Yeah, exactly.
I hug trees frequently. People think I'm nuts, but they are a really good way to get
their bark is worse than their bite, though.
Truth. Except if it's a hawthorn, then
the reason why trees are great emotional supports is because they get sappy too.
You have one more, and then I am cutting you off. I'm gonna get my own little finger rabbit and something, man.
But that would be treason. There you go.
Are you done?
Last one. I'm done.
Okay.
Well, for
so
now.
We just this was started with that poking and finding ways to let your emotions out and doing whatever and creating that safe space. And then Maddie's point before I think we started recording was that society blunts the impact of deep emotion, and society blunts the impact of failure, and doing that removes the opportunity to grow, and it removes the opportunity to learn from those lessons. Because when you experience a big emotion, there is a lesson in there, 100%. And whether it's I'm not dealing with things right, or I need to, like, to be fair, certain types of outbursts are not okay. If your outburst is resulting in you being mean or vengeful
Yeah.
or violent,
Yeah.
not okay.
There's a difference between the feeling,
Yes.
right?
And the
And
expression.
how you express it.
Yes.
Where the feelings are always valid. The deep
Absolutely.
feelings are always valid. But we need to find, safe ways or safe places. If you're gonna have if you need to yell and scream, find find a room, find a pillow. It's the feeling itself
Yeah.
is there, right? But there are time and places where
It is
it's
not
the
okay to be destructive to yourself or
yeah,
to others. It is not
yeah.
okay to be
Get some Lego and just smack it all through. Build something up.
something.
Yeah,
Go to an axe
or
room.
something.
I found that very therapeutic. Make sure there's nobody in the way. But I'm being dead serious.
No, seriously, yeah.
We went for axe throwing on Mother's Day, and weird gift, I know, but was great for me. Can't wait to go back, and loved every second of it. And the level of release of aggression, fantastic.
Yeah.
Throwing axes in public, don't you?
No, I I
Frowned upon.
uh, I had a computer store back when I finished high school and then opened a computer store. That was my college, my first bet of college. And I had some really good customers, and some not so good ones. And I remember I was doing a house visit of friends who were also customers
Mhm.
after I closed my store, and they were in the middle of doing a renovation of their house, adding a whole nother wing and to their
Fancy.
house. And so they were in the middle of demolishing their bathroom. And so I was just, hey, do you want to take this mallet and swing and destroy things? And I'm like, oh, today of all days, this is what I need. And it was
There's
so
anger
cathartic.
rooms. Apparently,
Yeah.
there's anger rooms out there.
And that was an awesome experience. When I worked at Nortel, they had I had two tours of duty at Nortel, like most people in the Ottawa area. Anyways, there was we had a lounge where we had a pool table, and I recall, like, some days I would just name the difficult clients, the difficult people I had to work
Yeah.
with the balls, and I would put them into the corner pocket, put them in the corner pocket just to get it out. And I found that all of that angst just dissipated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But that still goes
safe
back to
place.
that being a safe way for
Yeah,
a
you
man.
have the feelings. You have the feelings, and it's irresponsible of anybody to tell you that you shouldn't have these feelings.
Yes.
That's like, your feelings are always valid. You know,
How you express them is
how
in
you
your
express them is
control.
different, and sometimes you have to figure out how you got those feelings. That's probably a helpful thing, but that's where therapy and whatnot can be really useful. But the feelings are always valid.
Yeah.
We just need to learn how to, just knowing that, I think, is a helpful thing. Knowing that our feelings are valid, but finding the safer ways to express them, being allowed to express emotions
Well,
is
we're getting
another
there.
key thing. Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're gonna keep this one a bit shorter because it's been emotionally draining.
Oh my
We
God.
still didn't get to what we were supposed to talk about, but that's okay. There's a
Yeah,
reason for this
IEP.
coming
Yeah,
out
you
now.
know me.
IEP say you know me.
Yeah.
Okay, that's bad. I can't actually sing. Apparently not right now. But that's
Wait for the podcast soundtrack.
oh god, no, never gonna happen. I did do musicals. Did I ever tell
Oh,
you that?
no, you didn't.
Yeah, I did Oliver. I did Bye Bye Birdie, and I
Uh,
did oh golly, what was the other one? Oliver, Bye Bye Birdie. Oh, I'm having a moment. It'll come out. And then actually my friend Stephanie was in them with me. She just texted me because she's making me muffins.
oh yeah,
Um, and I was also
not the
in church
best.
choir, and
Uh-huh.
I was in two church choirs and did some other singing stuff. Quite enjoyed it. It was good. Let my
First musical I ever did was grade 6 or grade 7. We did Grease. Yeah. Oh well, oh well, oh well, I remember.
Tell me more. Tell
Yeah,
me
you
more.
need more.
What does he have about?
Yeah, I don't remember a lot of it, but I do
My favorite
remember that
movie.
chorus.
That was the
Yeah.
first record I ever bought. 1977. I was 7 years old, probably closer to 8, and we were shopping. I was living in the U.S. at the time. I don't know why this stands out for me. And I was in Myers Thrifty Acres, which is one of the shops that was in the US at the time, and saved my money and bought the Grease soundtrack. I hadn't even seen the movie. I had it up until our fire, and then I think I ended up buying another copy of it. But then, like we were saying before about Meatballs and the media portrayal and whatever, when you go back and you listen
Oh
to it
my
now, you're
God.
like, what were the parents thinking?
Oh, I know. I think they weren't. My dad, and my mom too, but more my dad, had no concept of what was appropriate for kids.
Oh, I used to
None.
screen all
If
my
he
kids'
watched
movies.
it, we could watch it.
Yeah, no, we were not like that.
Oh.
No, we were not like that. But anyway,
I wouldn't let my kids watch the third episode of Star Wars until they hit 10.
I did that too with
So
some of them. Yeah.
yeah, like and all of them found a way of getting watching it a month or two before they turned 10. I'm like, all right, well, it's close enough.
But I wanted to
Not one of them
protect
actually
my
waited till
kids'
10.
emotional state. I wanted to
Yeah,
keep them
there's certain levels the thing
kids. I
that
wanted to
we
keep
can
them kids. Yeah.
yeah
And you
we
don't
can
need to be
see
exposed to violence and all that other
yeah
kind of stuff until you're old enough to process it. And I watched pre-screened 90% of their movies
yeah
that were at that sort of level of
yeah
not too sure. And then I made the mistake of not screening Spider-Man 2. And this is Tobey Maguire, not Tom Holland.
okay
And it opens with Doc Ock's wife, I believe, like with a piece of glass
yeah
right through the middle of her. And
yes
I was like, oh, like not yet.
yeah
They were like
yeah
9 and 8. And nobody just, I think that's
yeah
the other thing around emotional regularity or regulation. Regularity sounds like
yeah
um
well, let's take this pill for your emotional regularity.
that's what my
That's,
gastroenterologist wanted to do. But I think it's what you are exposed to. Like we had no agenda for this, but I think what it's
no, this
coming
is the
back
truth.
to is
Yeah,
a bit of media portrayal and protecting yourself and your mental health from, what you're exposed to. And if what you are seeing on a consistent basis doesn't match how you want to express yourself or what have you, because I would imagine there's not a lot of positive portrayal in the media of men expressing big emotions in positive ways. Like it usually ends up, if you like, I love the
yeah,
movie John Wick, for an example, but it's a little out
yeah.
of proportion to go and dig up your guns and shoot the shit out of half the town because somebody
Because your
killed your
dog
puppy.
killed your dog. Yeah,
Like that's a lot.
great movie. Bad premise.
Oh, a little excessive.
Yeah,
But then you wouldn't have had John Wick 2, 3, and 4. So,
exactly.
I
Yeah,
think there's ways
he
to.
became a
Hey,
dogged
hey, hey,
individual.
hey, hey, hey.
Sorry.
You used it up, remember? We agreed. He lit the wick at both ends. There you go. I think there's ways to search for people that you can relate to and how you want to express yourself and find male role models that express their emotions in a way that work for you, just like women, same thing. But please don't ever let anybody tell you. And that's what I grew up with was that's you shouldn't do it that way. Don't shit on people and don't let anybody
Yeah.
shit on you because if you need to have a good big cry and you're a 6'4" tall fella, have at her. Like do your thing. And if you're a woman and you're angry, express that.
Yeah.
If you need to, whatever society says, be safe. Don't be mean. Don't be violent. Find a safe way. And, we'll echo the podcast before this, ask for help. And if you are in a situation where you have emotions, where you're not sure how to navigate and society's telling you to do it one way and that doesn't work for you, there will be somebody somewhere who is feeling the same thing and hopefully able to help you. You just got to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are we done this time? Are we sure?
Are we done? Going once, going twice.
We're both hungry.
Sold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Prince Charles is going to speak soon, or no, King Charles, whatever. And I want to catch that. So
King Chuck.
Don't, Betty, you disappoint me.
That's what I've been calling him.
Not to my face, man. Not to my face.
Okay.
Can't do it.
King Chuck. Wait.
Putting a hand up in front of the camera does not count.
Wow. All right.
All right. Thank you much, everybody. This is our little addendum on emotional regulation versus, what did we say before? Emotion. Yes, it's regulation.
It's about emotions.
Emotional expression.
Yes, exactly.
And identifying what works for you.
Yeah, your feelings are valid.
Feelings are valid. It's okay not to be okay. Not okay to hit people.
Yeah.
Not okay to be violent. Yeah. All right, cool. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
So long. Bye.
Thank you for joining us on Across the Desk and our new series, The Autistic Rambler. Please visit spirocareerscanada.ca to learn more about the tools we're building with the autism community, and please visit theautisticrambler.com to learn more about Maddie Dever.